anybody hear about that Cardi B bullshit? This bitch is still talking. This is the problem with women. They don't shut the fuck up. They just keep yammering, even if it's in their own best interest to shut up. Oh, but no, she can't be quiet. Now she's angry that people are comparing her to Bill Cosby. First of all, because he's like 80 years old and she's 26, and he's a hideous dude, and he was really never that attractive to begin with, which is, I guess, why he had to drug a bunch of broads, which I don't really get either, because he still always had money. So he could have just hired hookers. So why didn't he do that? I don't know. But anyway, she's being compared to Bill Cosby, and she's very unhappy about that. I'm very unhappy. It's not the same thing, she says. I'm not like Bill Cosby. So let's take an unbiased, objective look at the comparisons between the two. So Bill Cosby, supposedly, there's never been any evidence presented other than, eyewitness anecdotal. We don't have any video footage. We don't have any forensic evidence. Just a bunch of she said, he said. I don't really consider that evidence. Really, I mean, it's evidence, but it's pretty weak fucking evidence, right? And in today's modern culture where women are encouraged to come out of the woodwork en masse and accuse men, even if they've never done anything wrong. I mean, look what happened with that Judge Kavanaugh. He had that whack job Blasey Ford come forward, then two other broads come forward. What about the Salem witch trials? A bunch of little girls came forward. That was a scam. We know it was a scam because, hello, magic, witchcraft. She hexed me. What? So a dozen young girls were all lying, right? But, today's logic, the leftists will say, oh, there's a lot of them, so it must be true. Unless, of course, that person is an ally of ours, then due process and all that bullshit, right? That they prior thought was bullshit, but now, oh yeah, due process is real important. So Bill Cosby, I say allegedly, drugged and raped a bunch of women. What did Cardi B do? Okay. She drugged, raped, and robbed a bunch of men. I'm not saying allegedly because by the left's own standards, you have to believe victims, and this is the same exact standard they apply to all conservatives, all Republicans, so it should also be applied to them. So she's been accused, so she absolutely positively is guilty, by the left's own standards of feelings over facts. So she is worse than Cosby because Cosby didn't rob them. He didn't take their purses or their shoes or anything else because, he had a lot of money. Cardi B, meanwhile, I guess she didn't make that much as a stripper, even though I thought strippers were supposed to make good money. But then I saw her on stage recently, and her ass looked like a big giant flapjack just hanging there. It was hideous. I was like, what the fuck? If I had an ass that ugly, I wouldn't wear anything see-through. She's wearing some kind of thong, and it was just this gigantic, like 2 pancakes hanging down. It was like the sad old breasts of an 85-year-old woman who had breastfed 12 kids. It's like, oh my God. It's like her ass melted. It's like her ass was made of candle wax and was exposed to a little too much heat. Holy shit. I'm thinking to myself, geez, I guess she would actually have to rape men because they wouldn't want to bang her. Now, maybe her ass looked better when she was a stripper. Maybe she's just let herself go. Maybe she's just been sitting on that fat ass for so long it actually has flattened out and drooped. I don't know. Maybe she exercised when she was working as a stripper. Although I've noticed that a lot of these black strippers are hideous. I don't know how they make money. They've got horrible bodies. They're even too lazy to spin around on the fucking pole. The metal one anyway. I guess they're doing some spinning on poles, of course, because, they're not making any money in the club. But supposedly she made money as a stripper. I don't know. I think she's ugly. She sticks that tongue out. She's just this disgusting creature. She makes me want to vomit. But, maybe 2-3 years ago she was better looking. I don't know. She looks that bad at 26. Yikes. I can't imagine she looked much better 2 or 3 years ago. But anyway, knocks the guys out, puts condoms on them, and then goes down on them to get them hard, and then, rides to town, What TV show is that from? Yeah, you'd have to be real fucking old to remember that. And it's black and white, too. But anyway, so she rides to town and then steals their stuff. And they wake up and they're disoriented, but they know they've been banged. And, you know, being men, they don't report it. And I don't agree with this. Stoicism should only go so far. If a woman victimizes you, you should absolutely positively do something about it. I would have done something about it, all right. But it wouldn't have been going to the cops. Rapists. I think rapists deserve a very specific punishment. I'm not going to go into detail, okay? But, yeah, rapists, I think there's just one and one only punishment they deserve. But anyway, the left would probably agree if we were talking about men, but women, oh no! Women can't rape men because we've designed and redefined the definition of the word rape to make it so that women can't rape men. Uh-huh. How convenient for you, you oppressed class, you, that you can redefine language to suit your purposes and excuse you of horrible crimes. So she rapes them. Of course, if you're a feminist, that's not rape. Steals their shit, and she's not like Cosby. Hey, get this. Get this bullshit. She said that it's not the same because it's not rape if they get hard. I just have to rub my eyes. It's just like, oh my God. Oh, fucking hey. The level of stupidity of such a comment. It's shocking. So, any of you out there get boners when you're sleeping? Sure you do. There are times when the cock needs extra blood flow to stay healthy. Usually that's when you're sleeping, or very often times. So let me get this straight. By her own logic, she could break into somebody's house and assault the guy when he's sleeping if he has a boner. Interesting reasoning. So her justification is, I knocked him out, I put a condom on, and I sucked him off and he got hard from it. That's consent. What? Didn't you have to do all this other stuff before? First of all, a boner is not consent, but even if we were to grant that, didn't you have to do a bunch of other stuff that wasn't consented to, which still makes you a rapist? You know, like taking his clothes off and putting the condom on him and sucking him off to get him hard. Isn't that at the very least sexual assault? She wouldn't understand that, of course. She clearly has a very low IQ. She doesn't know what words mean. She doesn't have any grasp of logic whatsoever. They got hard. That means they consented. Were they awake? No. Did they say yes? No. Were they in any way, shape, or form awake, aware, cognizant of what's going on? You just went down on some dude and physically assaulted him while he was asleep. Oh, well, you not asleep. You knocked him out with a roofie. Yeah, but he got hard, so it's not rape, because getting hard is consent. Wow, that rationalization hamster, he's moving so fucking fast, he can't keep up with the fucking wheel spinning. He's getting caught in the wheel and spinning around with it. His legs can't keep up. Oh, my God. Really? Really? So getting hard is consent, even if he's drugged and knocked out? First of all, it's an involuntary response. It's a response to stimulation, okay, lady? It doesn't mean consent. Yeah. That's like saying, if I knock some broad over the fucking head and tear her clothes off, and I stimulate her and she gets wet, well, that's consent. Because a woman getting wet is the equivalent of a man getting hard. Both are signs of sexual arousal. Both are involuntary, and they both have the exact same meaning in that you are aroused, and both are involuntary. They're the exact same thing mirrored in the other, okay? I mean, they're not the exact same, because one has a cock, one doesn't, but innie, outie, regardless. The reaction represents the same thing, and it's caused by the same thing, stimulation. So by her own logic, any broad who's assaulted by a man, and she gets wet, or has an orgasm for that matter, well, it's not rape, it's consent, because she liked it. What? This broad's got to be the dumbest human being on the fucking planet. And by the way, who's listening to her fucking music? It's crap! Crap, I tell you. She can't sing for shit. Big fat flapjack ass on this bitch. Jesus Christ. Talking about how, oh, well, it's consent if he gets involuntarily aroused and then it's not rape. Really? Okay. You are the dumbest human being I've ever fucking seen. Unbelievable, this woman. Oh my God, it pisses me off. Pisses me off to no end. And of course, there'll be no consequences because we've only so far had one guy come forward that I know of. And there was a statute of limitations. So, yeah. I doubt any men are going to come forward. Or if they do, it might just be to tell their story. I doubt many, if any, are going to press charges because it's been too long. Even if the statute of limitations hasn't run out, where's the physical evidence? I mean, it's not like they're women, right? It's not like we've all been pre-programmed to believe men the way that we've been pre-programmed to believe and white knight for women, even though they're strong and independent and don't need no man. So, yeah, nobody's going to take a guy seriously who reports this kind of crime. Oftentimes, guys will walk into police stations and report a sexual assault by a woman, and they'll get laughed at, and the police won't even take a report. I'm too busy stunking my donut and my coffee to deal with your bullshit. Because a man can't be raped? No.